Hello, House District 60, sitting here Friday, March 6th, getting ready to go down to the floor here shortly, finish up the short session. We will have Sine Die today, just a couple bills remaining. Then I get to go home. Actually, I'll go up to LeGrand and go to the Shamrock shoot and watch some of the Crane and other school kids shoot some trap on Saturday. Then maybe stop by the state basketball tournament Saturday night and uh, wish luck to all the girls and boys that are playing in the tournament this weekend. Let's talk first about Senate Bill 1599. Spent a lot of time talking about it. It's the one that moves the, petition to repeal the tax measures for the transportation package to May instead of November. That, through negotiation, had been moved to date certain of this last Monday. There's some things that our leader gained by asking that to be delayed to Monday. We asked for that to be delayed to Monday because the Secretary of State said that after February 25th, he could not move that to the May primary. Of course, sometimes things change, rules change, positions change. Now the Secretary of State says they can move that forward. A lot of moving parts to this one, and it seems like the timelines, the expectations, always change in this building. Always changed by the Secretary of State, or the governor was going to repeal it, then move it. It's a moving target. I came, and some of my colleagues came to the conclusion that we were not going to be able to keep it from the May ballot unless we're successful in the judicial branch. The lawsuits have started. They're going to try to push the judicial branch to put an injunction to keep it from coming on the May ballot. Some of you will say, well, if you could have walked, Mark, they never would have had a bill. It would have ended up on the November ballot. Now, I don't think it still would have ended up on the ballot because we would not have passed the budget. They would have called us back into special session here very shortly. We would have passed the budget. There would have been another bill that would have put it on the August or September special election. The sideboards keep changing. The outcome, their outcome or their desire is before November. So I'm hopeful that there'll be plenty of court cases to tie this up and keep it on the November ballot. But that's why that's why we did what we did. We would not have kept it from being on an election before the November ballot by walking. Oh, another tough conversation that was going through here was the gun bill, House Bill 4145. Ended up on the Senate side, and some of their negotiation too. There was a large amendment put it on that basically stripped the bill down to not implementing anything until 2028. Our gun advocates have asked us to vote for that amendment. It passed the Senate side unanimously. They believe it protects gun right owners, allows the Measure 114 conversation to finish in the Supreme Court. So that's probably a good thing. It is a good thing. So that was an amendment to House Bill 4145. Oh, the Harney Basin Bill 4049. We never did push that a Ways and Means. We met for, I think, 8 or 9 hours with the Water Resource Department of Governor's Office to come up with a new memo on what a successful volunteer agreement could look like, should look like, or couldn't look like in the Harney Basin. Crossing I's, dotting T's on that. It'll go through some public process, but I do believe we have achieved what we needed to do and that there'll be successful volunteer agreements in Harney Basin. I want to thank everybody that worked on that diligently and the amount of hours that got put in the last couple of weeks. We talked a lot about House Bill 4002, the bill that would limit the amount of legislation that can be brought forward through this building for the long session, or better known as bill limits. It got political, just like the rest of the session got political. The speaker made a determination not to move that forward this short session. I'm a big proponent of bill limits. One of the biggest opponents of bill limits is Representative Paul Evans. He and I had a good conversation on the floor the other day. And what we decided is that him and I would get together. We would craft a bill that we could bring forward in 2027 to address bill limits. And some of the fundamental things that will need to happen, and that is maybe we'll have to only have legislators have bills, because we are the ones that should be legislating. The executive branch and everything else should have to get a legislator to sponsor it. Maybe in a more open, transparent fashion, we should actually allow amendments on the floor. But I'll keep you in the loop on that one. Having some sort of bill limits would be very good for this legislative process, and I'm still very supportive of that. The predictable harvest levels in state forest lands, House Bill 4105. Good Dies and Ways and Means. Gonna need to regroup with our timber industries, our counties, to figure out how we can be successful in 2027 on that one. Another bill that we're going to vote on today, Moda Center funding. You've probably heard about this in the news. 600 million or so that is needed to upgrade the Moda Center where the Trailblazers play in order to secure the sale to a billionaire in Texas to keep the team here for 20 years. So, I mean, the Moda Center is important. The Blazers, are part of Oregon. I would, and I do have a desire to see him stay here. Struggled with this bill. It's coming from general obligation bonds, which is a different color of money, which will not affect, our general fund, will not affect a lot of the basic service that we provide. The fact of the matter is this bill is going to pass. The Democrats have enough votes to push it across the line. So a couple weeks ago in conversation with folks, they asked me, how could you sell this to your community? How can you make Eastern Oregonians appreciate this? And quickly came up with the thought is, where we go to see venues, where we go to, meet people, have family events, social events, county events, or county fairgrounds. We would need, in order to see a commitment, I would need, in order to see a commitment, that our fairgrounds would adequately be funded by the state of Oregon. Right now, your average fairground gets about $55,000 through lottery bonds because it's capped the amount of lottery funding that can go to fairgrounds. We lifted that cap, and now fairgrounds will receive 1% of the lottery funding. What it will come down to is about $550,000 per fairground per biennium for every fairground across the state of Oregon. That is huge. So we were able to negotiate a substantial increase, 4 to 5-fold, for county fairgrounds in every county of the state. So you'll see me vote for the Moda Center today because there was a recognition that we will get funding to fairgrounds. And the Moda Center bill was going to go through anyhow. We can talk more when I go out and work through some of those conversations with you guys in person the next month or two when we get out of session. Other budget things that were a priority of ours that we were able to secure is we did secure the FFA funding. FFA programs will not see any reduction. Very thankful for that. We did get $3 million for the R3 group to continue to do some workforce housing in the communities around Eastern Oregon. That was good. We did get $3 million for Vale, water infrastructure and sewer infrastructure, as hopefully we move towards the gold mine out there. We need more people to live in Vale, that they'll have some adequate funding to upgrade some of the systems they need. Wasn't much lottery bonds in the short session, so I was thankful for the lottery bonds that we did secure for House District 60. There were some good projects out there that did not get funded, and we'll continue to work towards those in 27. All in all, was one more on funding. We did get an additional $1 million for wolf compensation, and the TLT bill, transient lodging tax bill, that I was supporting did pass. So we will have permanent wolf compensation funding of $3 million for the wolf program starting in 2027. So that was good too. All in all, it was a long 5 weeks. Um, that drinking coffee this morning and evaluating, was it worth it? Did we get enough done? Uh, I think we did. It's tough to reflect while you're still sitting here in the last day, ready to go home. But I'll reflect a little more. But I want to thank you for your faith in me to be a representative of our communities. And as I say a lot in my virtual town halls or in-person town halls, is I can't represent you unless I hear from you. Please reach out. Let me know what you're thinking as we go into an interim and wait for a long session in 2027. Be safe, everybody.